Alright everyone, welcome back to another video on the Hawkeye here. This will be the final part where I kind of go in and do the fine tuning along with the tuning. Today what I'm dealing with, the front ride height is fine. Originally on this suspension I had much larger tires on these rims and it filled the wheel wells really well, maybe too well. And I was afraid, like when I actually go to track the car, that I would get some rubbing on the liners. I don't want to get rid of the liners. I went down to a smaller tire. The front is good. I let it marinate a bit in my head to see if I could accept the rear. The rear just has a bit more gap than I'm willing to accept. So today I'm going to lower the back down just a tiny little bit. And then I think I am ready for an alignment. Since getting the car done, I've done 250 kilometers so far. So everything is working well. The car drives really good. So this is how I do it to keep them symmetrical when I'm raising or lowering. So you can see that little red paint mark there. That was originally sitting on the shock body there. So now I've rotated it up 3 times. Then you'll spin the shock down 3 times and do that on the other side and it will be symmetrical. So basically that little gap is the amount that I would lower the car. I might try that, see if that's good, or maybe do one more spin, but we'll give her a test. Alright, so here we are on the other side, adjusting the ride height. As you can see, I have removed the shock entirely because it wasn't so willing to adjust. Now you can see here, I've had quite a time. Those are air hammer marks. Those in there, air hammer marks. More in there. So yeah, I also broke off the brake line bracket. It was very difficult to get the collar to even move. I finally started to get the sleeve to move, but ultimately I wasn't willing to put something like that back on my car. I would consider that highly compromised. You can see where my air hammer went right through just about. I didn't really care at this point. I just kind of wanted to make it move so that I could throw it in the garbage after. Yeah, now I get to replace that shock with a brand new one. Whoa. Buying one individual shock is like half the price of buying a complete set of these coilovers. I probably should have went ahead and just got a whole new set. However, the rest of the coilovers do move, except for this one, so to me this was most cost effective just getting ones. Anyway, now I'm going to match up the height on this one to the other rear, throw her in, and that ends this chapter of ride height adjustment fiasco. Turbo tur juice.
Water?
Methanol. Close it back. Currently, as the car is sitting, it is a bit dirty. We took it out yesterday for a 250 kilometer drive. We're trying to get the mileage up so we can get it in for the tune. And during that drive, we got caught in quite the rainstorm while in a construction site. So it was very muddy, very gross, but nothing we can't wash off. So we will get to that, but it's expected to rain as well on the tune day. So I figure for now, I can just leave it, it's fine. So what we're going to be doing today is changing the oil, do a quick smoke test to make sure we have no leaks on the engine. And then we're also gonna do an exhaust leak check as well. So then we are all ready for our tune and see how she makes out. Alright, we are all set. We have no air leaks, no oil leaks, no coolant leaks, and no exhaust leak. We got the methanol topped up and we got some fresh oil in it, ready to go. Right, I'm on my way now with the car to Netronics for the tune. It is heavily raining, but that's alright. I was expecting the rain, and like I said in the last clip there, we had just driven the car through mud and all sorts of crap, so I will clean it after. Still hot and humid, but the AC does work in this car, which is pretty nice. Kind of regretting not bringing my outboard motor. So before the tune gets underway, place your bets on the power. I'm hoping for 350 wheel horse. Go ahead, drop a comment down below as to what you think it's gonna hit before watching the end of the video. All right, and we'll cut back on the dyno. Alrighty guys, we are back from the tune. Everything went well, the car did really well, and the tune worked out just fantastic. It is the next day now. I've got to rip the car a few times. It absolutely rips, super quick, drives very, very nice. Like, feels like an absolutely stock car. In a moment, I will take you guys for a little rip in it so you can kind of get a bit of an experience and a little bit of a sound clip. Which there is none. You do not hear the exhaust, you only hear the motor, and that's kind of how I like my cars, is quiet. The power numbers, not sure what your guesses have been. This is mostly all OEM. I am going to point out 3 aftermarket parts that probably don't actually make a huge difference. A silicone inlet. I've replaced the 565 injectors with 750cc injectors. It's a stock VF37, so it's a twin scroll turbo. And then I don't know if you guys remember, but I have a Zero Sports twin scroll catted downpipe. So those are really the only aftermarket performance parts on the engine. And here we are with the results. So you can see she comes on strong and hard. So the top line is the torque and the bottom line is the power. So originally I was hoping for 22 PSI. We didn't quite get that. We got 21 PSI. The wastegate's a little weak, as the twin scrolls typically tend to be. We got 333.7 wheel horse and 397 torque. So that is pretty sweet. The car does drive awesome, pulls really well. Definitely very quick for what it is, and really cool to actually drive with the all motor sound. So the car does have methanol injection to try and keep it cool. I got this here at Netronics. This is something that Andy actually made himself. So we've got here is a little relay. This is for the one side of the boost controller and the other side. And then this little guy will actually go to my meth controller to the failsafe wire. So if there is any faults in the methanol system, This guy will get triggered, trip the relay, and it will cut the boost for the car, thus saving the engine if I do run into any meth injection issues without me knowing it. This is kind of like a nice little backup, and I thought it was a great idea. Really cool little compact piece. It will end up going there. I'll actually end up like tucking it all in underneath of there so you won't even see it, but just a nice little peace of mind, because you can lose your engine if you are running methanol, and for whatever reason, if you have some sort of issue that your methanol is not working properly, that is a almost a definite way to lose your engine if you're boosting. So overall, super happy with the results. I'm just glad everything went well and I didn't have to go back and fix anything, because you never know with like a brand new build how things are gonna work, because I never really got to rip the car while breaking it in. Everything went smoothly, car worked great. Car is still filthy from driving through the rain, so I think me and my son are probably gonna give it a good wash tonight and park it away in the garage until our next adventure. All right, well, enough chatting. Let's go for a rip. It's very much motor sounding. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. Until the next one. This is definitely not the end of the Hawkeye videos here. I still do have a handful more things I want to do to it. Some kind of final little touches and change a few things here and there. But for now, I am super happy with the car and looking forward to just enjoying it this summer.